Michel Bourez versus Italo Ferreira for a place in the semifinals here at the MEO Rip Curl Pro Portugal. Conditions have improved. More swell has shown up. We have a tide receding throughout the afternoon, bottoming out this evening at 7:21 local time. Things are coming into play for a big finals day here at Super Tubos, Pete. Live action with Ferreira on the opener, and Showtime throws it again, and you know what? Does not disappoint.
That's going to be the difference today, in my opinion. Yes, there is an opportunity with the offshore winds and a good-sized set wave to get barrel. I talk about the left dying out. Sure enough, he finds an inside section that actually gives him and produces a little left-hander with an inside section. So it is possible, especially with the tide dropping. Just a little punch to the lip. Not going to be a massive score, but it just showcases how good he is above the lip. You see how he projects it into the wind. All that shift of weight to the front of the board to rotate around. Like I said, we've seen these a lot. The scores come around the mid-range, so it's not going to be a huge number, but like I said, you know where his intentions are.
Incredible footwork. He's got 2 victories so far on the 2018 championship season.
By the judging panel, by conditions. I think that innovation progression today would be another one, as we see.
Full rotation. Italo Ferreira puts it down, bolts. He wants more, finds more open face. Getting that high-risk maneuver on the outside and milking this one with a little pop shove it on the inside just to finish off. Italo Ferreira came to play today. He's been waiting all day, and he's just let the afterburners loose. That was another level on his second ride.
Different outcome.
Yeah, different result. But Ferreira, walk us through this, because this was massive.
Yeah, and of course, this is what's going to separate Italo today from a lot of the surfers, maybe besides Gabriel Medina, is the consistency above the lip, and he's got it in all angles, lefts, rights. He's also got different approaches to that air. This one is his stock front side, no grab, but see how he rotates around. He is so balanced from front foot to back foot. His rotations don't look like they're weighted either way. It's literally a pirouette, just like a ballerina would do in the air. So good at it. So quick on this rotation, too, as we look at the technique in slow motion, and he goes full rotation there. And you watch the head, the way it spins around. It goes very quickly as he's twisted his back towards the ocean, or towards the beach, and then whips it around. Michel also on the right-hand point. So this is where these two are going to be surfing different strategies. As you see, overall, his numbers are very high. Spartan's looking to answer back on the left and not liking what he's seeing. Michel Bourez needs to play into his strong suit.
He's feeling right at home and understanding exactly what that wave's going to be doing. Michel obviously seeing opportunity down there on that right-hander as he goes right now.
Here we go, Bourez. And it's a lazy right-hander for Michel Bourez, so not what he's looking for, and he's going to remain in a combo early on in this quarterfinal number 1.
I think that it's an interesting thing that you guys are talking about with the tides. The tide's actually dropping, and it's gone out a few feet already. Here's Michel down there trying to get busy, trying to find something, but the tide might be dropping, but the waves are still flying up into the crowd, and I think that what that is that the swell is still arriving. There's a lot more swell coming through.
A 1-point score, and Italo Ferreira now has the shackles off because he doesn't have to safe surf anymore. He's already got a couple scores, just looking for an opportunity on this wave. And just as he does, is able to just force that incomplete, but just the fact that he's trying to make something out of nothing is pretty impressive. Call him Showtime for a reason. Italo Ferreira, here's a replay of his last ride. So with this lower tide, these waves aren't as steep on that outside section, but he likes this left because it's going to give him an inside closeout section so he can do these types of moves. So if he can pick up enough speed by getting a wave on the outside, he's looking for a ramp. It is not a left-hand ramp on the section that we see Michel Bourez at. He's looking for these long rights, and if he gets the right peak over there, Michel Bourez might find a barrel. He might find a wave with an opportunity for 3 big cars. But Italo feels like this is the better opportunity for him to put numbers up, and he's shown that that's the case. I mean, he already has the 7.33 there. He has a good backup of 5.33, and that's a good number for today already. Oh, it's understood. This is what the scenario is, so he knows the scenario. And it looks like Italo Ferreira to the beach is giving a signal for a board change. So something may have happened on his last ride.
Doesn't look like it.
Or maybe he just wants to try a new board because he's out in he has such a big lead. Oh my goodness. Slamming it onto the sand with the front side air. And now looking to perhaps do some equipment change. Find out exactly why, whether it was just to try another board or if there was some type of damage to the board he took out initially in quarterfinal number 1. Here's a replay and the signal to the beach, I need a new board.
Yeah, that's just a switcheroo with the hands. Pretty simple as you would go with hand gestures, but obviously still being able to perform on that board. No issues there. And then literally slamming it onto the ground with that final air. And you wonder if that's actually considered a make, because he did kind of stomp it. It's just there was no wave left.
Skimboarding at that point.
To me, that's a make. I mean, that was complete control. I mean, he couldn't do anything else. He had to land on water.
That's a make. Look, he rode out of it.
Yeah, he did.
Give him credit.
Yeah, well, the score's going to come in. It's not going to get the number that you would see for his first wave, but they considered it a make probably.
Yeah, 4.67 for Italo Ferreira. Not one of his top 2, but he still has a big lead over Michel Bourez, and Michel Bourez is going to have to start kicking into gear because we have under 14 minutes counting down. Italo Ferreira just put down an excellent number at 8.77 during the break, and let's take a look at it, Pete.
Right as we went to the break, he was going to catch a wave for sure. It didn't look like much, does it, as he wraps the cutty, but that inside section. This is why he's surfing this left, because he knows he's going to get these ramp opportunities, and right in front of the crowd, he goes absolutely massive with the grab. You see how that board sucked up to his feet, and again, that's why you see it go excellent. One huge move, and the bow to the crowd.
And rightfully so. Look at this. Full rotation with the front side grab right at the end.
And he safetied it right there, but he let go right before it landed, but that was huge. He wouldn't have pulled it. The board was starting to get away from him. He knew it, gets the grab in, holds it right there, and that was just the extra.
I'm saying he was able to suck that board up for even more height on that air right at the end after he did the 180 rotation. That last rotation, he was actually able to add a little bit more oomph to it.
It's so cool.
And put it down. That was beautiful.
That's why they're so good.
Yeah, he's a natural. Well, we're waiting for Michel Bourez to come back, but Italo Ferreira just will not stop. Back on wave number 6. Really one side of the fair at this moment. Italo Ferreira looking for something on the inside. The wave's going to double up for Ferreira, builds up some speed, and now he's just going to keep it to the face. Looks like he's just having fun. He's got some big numbers already, and it's just Michel Bourez really has to get going right now.
On the line, really, if you think about his tour life, he's been on tour for a long time, and this is the one time he's actually in a situation where he needs to compete at a high level to keep his qualification hopes alive.
Ferreira on the backhand now, finding a nice right. It looks like all the waves coming Italo Ferreira's way, and certainly has all of the momentum in this quarterfinal. A little drift on the finish, and again rides right up into the sand to finish off that wave, much to the delight of the crowd.
Absolutely would, you know, and it's easy to get really hyped up and draw off the crowd. At the same time, you got to be able to make great decisions. You talk about finding a wave out of nowhere, and this is where he paddled out. He moved to the right, so this one went over the shallow sandbank. It didn't go into the deep water, which was perfect because it stayed open and it gave him opportunity. This is the kind of wave that Michel was looking for off of this, but you know, he would have been focusing on the left. Somehow, Italo in rhythm, waves come to you.
Well, we talked about rhythm. We talked about the chess game. It looks like Italo Ferreira has been making all of the right moves. He's just been taking
here,
pawns,
Michel, come on, sit over here.
Rooks. I mean, he's going after the queen right now.
Thinking about, you know, the draw, you know, the top half of the draw.
Oh, no, yeah.
You've got Italo, and then you've got Gabe, you know, and we haven't seen the first one yet, but between Gabe and Matt Wilkinson, but I mean, you think that if Gabe takes that win, he's still got to get through Italo, which would be pretty tough.
Air show for Michel Bourez.
Hey,
he wanted to show us that he can get into the conversation too.
Yep.
Nice little backside rotator for the Spartan.
Like I said, they all have you know, air arsenals in their repertoire. I mean, you wouldn't be at this level if you didn't. You know, but the consistency, you would say, with Italo, just the amount of times he does it. But you know what? This kid has it too. No, you're not the full rotation. He did get 180 and reverted out, but he got a section. He went for it. And that's some confidence, you know. I think that if he scores over a 6, he would be able to get out of combo, but I don't think it's going to go quite there. I would think that he got kind of deep in that thing. It was a smaller wave, but there was, you know, I would say a bit of scoring potential there.
Showtime. Ferreira, what's he got for us? Is it going to be an encore? Snaps it through the top, hammers that. Nice cutty with that tail release on the inside. Old school 360 just for flavor, and kicks out. He's having fun.
Yeah, well, at this time with the combo still on the scorecards, because that score of Michel not even really a factor.
Yeah, we're going to see Italo Ferreira in semifinal number 1. Decided to stay out the back. Michel Bourez is going to continue to surf on the inside here. Finds a barrel, weaves through this little inside beachy, bangs it off the top there, gets caught up. But I like how the Spartan was able to fit the big frame.
You know, that was fun to watch. Italo goes out there and just instantly starts punting. And if you look at that 2-wave total, that's rivaling one of the best of the event.